Evalds, what's your take? Will it kill us all?
I don't know, but I'm optimistic. The so just to be clear, there is a probability larger than zero. Actually, when I'm researching these things and we're publishing papers, this is not really science fiction. That first of all, that with the higher capacity GPUs and the hardware, I believe a lot of people looking at these machines will think that they are actually conscious, and there will be the debate sometime future of giving the rights to these machines, which is clearly crazy from my point of view. But you will see that they think, right, and they understand their own being. But regarding this question, quickly, if the companies, the businesses start asking government, please regulate us, there is something fishy going on. And of course, I believe, like running company myself, like that they would like to secure the market positions with the help of government.
Thank you. Well, when we speak about regulatory requirements, and we need to understand why regulate at all, right? So what do you think, all of you touched a little bit on the risks, but can you be more specific on the risks that you see, well, maybe one or two? Well, I can mention several that are always in the headlines, like can fake news potentially influence elections, fake media content, like recently there was this Spanish case, AI-generated nude or sexual content of real people, which creates certain privacy issues, or perhaps AI's application to police work, military intelligence. So those are very big titles. So can you name one or two risks that you think are very important so that we need to start regulating AI?
So from military perspective, there is the Geneva Convention, where actually there is a clause where even automated systems should have a human in the loop that presses the button. But so there is a little bit of regulation already there. I was more wondering about this kind of, if you say very broadly, let's regulate human rights or discrimination. I have an opposite stance, that I think these regulations should be very narrow, not broad, because then if it's broad, then I believe the governments and competitors will use this to in their advantage to attack companies, their competitors, and this will be very messy. So my opinion is to have very specific use cases, very, very narrow, and only regulate that instead of making very broad. In the artificial intelligence system that gives the scoring for releasing prisoners from the prison earlier than their sentence, that would help the judges to evaluate cases. And it turned out that they usually released white Americans rather than black Americans. And this is just the case. Like, if the data set contains mostly of that race, then of course most likely the white Americans will have some advantage there. Also, you can imagine in the medical field, if this system would recommend things which at the end would not be the best for your body, because somebody put a regulation that you need to put in data set that and that and that and that, which is not in the balance with reality. So that's kind of my take on this.
All right, thank you. Quite interesting take, I should say. Well, if we speak about systems and big impact things in our society, education is one. So what do you think? How will AI affect education, and do we need to regulate it somehow? So basically, do we use ChatGPT in education? Do we abolish it? Do we teach to apply? What's your take on this, Evalds?
Oh yeah, cool. My students use ChatGPT, they write all of their thesis with ChatGPT, so they get very high marks. The publications are written with this. So just the take, the one thing is, so let me give you an example. So somebody might heard this example from me. So I have a family where they have second grade girl. She goes to the school and gets all the time marks like 10, 10, 10, 10, and then there is the exam. Exam she gets 2. And then when the mother asks, she confesses that she used the calculator. So and in the exam there was a teacher standing and she could not use the calculator. And she don't know arithmetics at all, but she know how to press the button plus, like, you know, the multiply, so on. And if you give a calculator to the 12th grader, right, in the physics, this is a great tool because he can focus on physics and then do the calculation. So the large language models are language calculators. So if you give a language calculator to somebody who don't understand everything around it, right, the actual knowledge, then it's a very destructive tool. But used in the right place, it's a very productive tool. So we need to learn how to use it in the right place, and this definitely changes education system a lot.
Thank you again, this very practical approach. Well, we have 2 minutes left. A very interesting question to me personally, so I'd like to hear your take on this. So traditionally, human oversight has been carried out over human activities. Do you envision a compelling argument for fundamental shift in this regulatory paradigm? Rather than humans regulating other humans, should we consider the possibility of directly regulating AI algorithms, particularly because AI has the capability to enhance itself? So can we establish a regulatory framework by integrating it directly into the algorithms, perhaps automatizing the regulatory process? So not humans regulating humans, but humans regulating algorithms directly. Paulus.
I think some of the things that you talked already attempted to do this in the AI Act, if I understand correctly, but in the far future, there might be regulation directly to the AI itself. You have, as in science fiction books, and this might be possible, yes.